Well, I just saw the Eternals trailer. I know I'm late, y'all. I know I'm late. But we gotta talk about some things. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your girl Crow here, coming with books, rants, movies, more. I rant from everything from comics to movies to books to anything, you name it. And I do love to call out the fuckery of some of these films and shows and question the higher thought of thinking, y'all. But bear with me on this one, because this video is really actually, in all honesty, a pretty good video. This is a pretty good video, because I did watch the Eternals trailer, and yes, like I said, I know I'm late. I'm always late on shit. I don't know. It's just, I have a lot of videos going on. I have a lot of things going on. I'm writing a book too, so it's just like I'm in the midst of trying to get publication, all the above. So I mean, forgive me. My mind is like just woo out there when it comes to keeping up with a lot of the latest news. I do keep a close eye on certain things, but this one is a little bit more difficult. But let's talk about the Eternals coming out. Let's talk about that coming out of this November coming up. And I have to say, I saw the trailer, and the trailer is fucking good. The trailer is phenomenal. I mean, I get like from the like little misty vibes I'm getting in like grayish looking vibes, especially when I saw the first couple of scenes. It kind of reminded me of this movie. I think I want to say Prometheus. I think it was Prometheus, that kind of gray atmospheric kind of look. And if you must know what the Eternals are, or who the Eternals are, the Eternals are based on a 1976 comic book by Marvel. And it goes on to this kind of portion where the Eternals are pretty much a pretty much, how do you call it? A mixture of the Celestials and a portion of proto-humanity. And if you must know, the Celestials were the ones that created the Eternals, pretty much. So pretty much this, as the lore goes, and just to give you a bit of the lore, it was when the Celestials visited Earth 1 million years ago and performed genetic experiments on an early proto-humanity. They created two divergent races, the long-lived Eternals and the genetically unstable and monstrous grotesque Deviants. These experiments also led to the capacity for which superpowered mutations in humans. They also performed this experiment on other planets, such as the Kree and Skrull homeworlds, with similar results. So the Celestials, if we must say, are literally the cause of pretty much superhumans. Pretty much, they are superheroes. If you want to run where superheroes are at. Now, will the Celestials play a part in this movie? I don't think so. I think the Eternals is going to be kind of like the replacement. I don't want to say replacement, because you can never replace the Avengers. The Avengers just go too fucking hard to replace. The Avengers, got it. It's been a while since I've read the comics for the Eternals. It's been a while. It's just never been my favorite thing. But according on the business strategy, since the Avengers ended up beautifully, and it ended very beautifully, I have to say it like this. I'm not saying that the Eternals will replace the Avengers. It's not that. But it's fulfilling a certain genre. Meaning a certain genre of having a group of superheroes. So like pretty much this is what we could say right here. So since the Avengers are, not saying they're no longer where they're at, since they're kind of like broken up or disbanded or whatever you want to call it due to Tony Stark dying, since we have this kind of situation, now when we look upon everything, there is a gap that is within the Disney and Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that you do need to have another group fill that position. Now, mind you, just as easily individual movies can pull in millions, if not billions of dollars. I mean, Marvel is literally backed up by the biggest fucking conglomerate and mob next to the Catholic Church. No offense to Catholics, I'm Catholic myself, which is fucking Disney. That's a big fucking mob, okay? It's like a big mafia. So they will individually, Marvel movies will make money. They will break even. At best, they'll break even. But you won't ever really see them flop, okay? Even that crazy ass Star Wars by J.J. Abrams, it still did. It was bad for our eyes, storytelling wise, but still at a certain damn point, it still made money. It still kind of broke even and over its budget. So you can't just sit there and be like real angry about it. Pretty much, you really cannot be angry about it. I mean, Disney and Marvel is still gonna get their fucking coins, period. Okay, but if you must know with the Eternals, since I'm going a little bit off of the rant, I don't think that there's, going to be a problem if we get a conscientious kind of person that knows what the Eternals is, because there's a lot of connections that you can make to the Eternals, especially with their situation with the Celestials, and what you can make out of that situation, because the Celestials didn't want the Eternals talking to humans or dealing with humans or even interfering within humanity. And a lot of people and critics, I get what a lot of critics are saying at this point, because a lot of critics were like, well, what the fuck happened? Like, why couldn't these motherfuckers intervene when Thanos was like killing the earth and shit? And it was like, oh yeah, you kind of do, like, how do you call it? You kind of got to think about it, like, where the fuck was, that's the thing that really is really funny, actually, to be quite honest with it. Deviants are supposed to be the Eternals' enemies. They are supposed to be these grotesque creatures that they fight over and over again. And Thanos, if you're going to, how do you call it? If you're going to, like, Marvel canon universe, well, Thanos is half and half. So that does suggest the fact that an Eternal and a Deviant did get together or absorbed themselves. But also to, how do you call it? You do have to also give the factor of as well to that Thanos, I believe, was an Eternal himself. He was a part of the Eternals himself, but the Eternals kind of did fear him, so you do have to get into these kind of how do you call it? You have to give this kind of situation to it where you can see why the Eternals didn't interfere to a certain extent when Thanos was wiping out the whole world, because they were kind of scared of him, pretty much. And actually, correction about what I said earlier about Thanos being half Eternal, half Deviant. He does have two. He's the son of two Eternals, but he does have Deviant blood that manifested. So yeah. And that's the thing, and it's kind of sad as fuck. So yeah, and he had Deviant blood, which kind of gave him the ugly ass face that, well, he had, and his mother didn't even love him. It's kind of sad with Thanos. It really is. You kind of feel bad for Thanos when you read the comics, but I'm sorry I had to correct that part. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of concerns going on with this film. And there's a lot of concerns going down and everything. So, I mean, my concern is basically in the execution of everything. I mean, Angelina Jolie is in this film. She's in this film, and that's my girl. But she's been kind of out of the game for a minute. I mean, she made a recent movie 2 years or a year and a half ago back, and it was all right, but nobody really mentioned it all the way, kind of. It's kind of like, whatever. And I mean, I'm going to assume that she is going to have a big role in it because it is fucking Angelina goddamn Jolie. So it's one of those situations where I hope she pulls the way she needs to pull, because she is playing I hate to say this girl's name, Thinna. She is playing Thinna. She really is. She's playing Thinna. So I'm liking where she's going. I mean, the blonde hair looks excellent on her, and I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. And for me, this is what I'm just gonna sit here and say. I hope this cashes out very well, because their budget is literally $2 million. They better make half of that back, or at least not. They better make half of that back or over it, because if they don't, this is gonna be a flop. Okay, now mind you, there are some people that we do know, and I would not be making this video if this shit was not still connected to that raggedy shit we call A Song of Ice and Fire. So, or this time Game of Thrones, because it's television show. But if you guys must know as well, aside from Angelina Jolie, we do have the Black Knight being played by Kit Harington. We have Icarus being played by Richard Madden. And Richard Madden is all fine and good. Okay, he's all good. But if you guys must know, before I get in and dive into this kind of situation, if you do not know who Kit Harington is or Richard Madden is, please come out of the rock that you've been living under. I mean, seriously, if you do not know these people. But if you must know, Kit Harington is the man who played Jon Snow on Game of Thrones, and Richard Madden is Robb Stark, who played on Game of Thrones too. You know, remember the nigga that got hit and shot with an arrow, and they beheaded him and put a wolf head on him? You know, that kind of shit. So the man who's infamous for the red wedding. So I'm going to be quite honest. Like I said, Richard Madden, I have no problem with, and I hope I did not say John Madden. I'm so sorry if I did. But Richard Madden I have no problem with at any point. I think Richard Madden is a good actor. I think he is. I think he's a good actor. He's solid. He's very solid. But Kit Harington is another goddamn story within its damn self. Kit Harington is toe up. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. That man is toe up. And if you do rewatch season 8, even though I painfully don't, half of the time on season 8, it looked like Kit Harington's motherfucking ass was drunk than a motherfucker. Okay? Drunk than a skunk. Okay? And as for Kit Harington in general, with his role overall with Thrones, and I couldn't stand him in Gunpowder. Gunpowder was so boring. I was glad that was a mini-series for HBO. But the thing with Kit Harington is, Kit Harington's acting has all the integrity of a narcoleptic during a sleep convention. I really do not know if he could pull Black Knight off well. Okay, I'm saying Black Adam. I'm sorry. There's no way that he's near the Rock. Oh, that's Black Adam. I'm sorry. But that's a whole other movie. A whole other universe, whole other thing. But Kit Harington, I hope he does well in this. He looks good. I like him. He looks really cute. Kit Harington got the cutest hair. He got the cutest hair and them cute little curls. But the situation with Kit, it's kind of like, bruh, is this gonna pull? Or is this gonna pull? And I noticed what Marvel is doing, and it's kind of cute, but it's not cute at the same time, because Marvel, this is the second time, if not, I don't know, it could be second to third time that they've tried to pull Game of Thrones cast members into their universe. I mean, think about it. Emilia Clarke was in Solo, and that was a flop. Solo was boring. It wasn't as bad as, let's say, Geely with Ben Affleck and fucking Jennifer Lopez. Geely has got to be the worst fucking box office history flop in history. Okay, it really has. I mean, Lord Jesus, I don't know what the fuck Geely was. But at the end of the day, I am going to tell you this. It still didn't, how do you call it? It still didn't do good. It still was boring. It still was that. But you know, I get where Kit Harington and all the Game of Thrones stars are coming in, because they are a part of nerdom fan culture. They are a part of it. I mean, Henry Chauvel is a part of fucking nerd culture, which Henry Chauvel and all them, they need to be doing The Witcher 2. Why are we fucking waiting? I need to see The Witcher season 2. Too many tales to tell. So much fucking better fucking so much better and richer plot to me. I don't know why they're not doing what they're doing, but it's stupid as hell, personally. But I mean, Henry Chauvel does well as well too. But he's out of the superhero game. He doesn't want to play Superman no more. But I get what Disney is trying to do. They're trying to form and give these guys work, because it is that way. But I really have a strong feeling that these guys have been typecasted. I really have a strong feeling that they've been typecasted. And the only reason why I'm going to say that is because it happens in the industry. Typecasting happens in the industry. And if you must know what typecasting is when there's a character that plays a role so well that they can't play any other roles, because you know them, at the audience identifies them with the other role or the role that they just had played. They just had played. Their faces are not adaptable to different plots or roles or scripts that happens. And it's sad as hell because the industry typecasts them. But at certain points, it's kind of like, dude, it's your acting too, and it's your face, and it's how you change up. You can't really change up your performance as an actor or actress. But it's not an actor or actress's fault. It's really not their fault, but they just have this look to play in certain things. I mean, Kit Harington has that look to just play in medieval pieces, and even Richard Madden has that look to play in those pieces. But Richard Madden is much more adaptable. I think Natalie Dormer, who played Marjorie in Game of Thrones, she has an adaptable face too, because I did see her in Penny Dreadful, the Los Angeles edition, and she did good in that. So I mean, they have adaptable faces, but the thing of it is, I'm noticing what Disney is doing, and it's cute and all, but it's kind of like, make sure you get people who are adaptable. Angelina Jolie can be adaptable. She's one of those people that doesn't get typecasted. She can play any role she wants to, but she is what you would call Hollywood royalty. She's been around in the game for much longer than that. But if I had to be quite honest, like I said, I know where people's concerns are about, like, how are they going to explain away that the fact that Thanos, like, literally wiped off all humanity, which are literally, humanity is supposed to be the proto cousins to the Eternals, and why didn't you interfere? And that's fucked up. Why didn't you interfere? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you come see Fat Thor? I mean, it's gonna be a lot of explaining, but I think they will explain it, because there is a connection to that. They do mention in the trailers that the Avengers, since the Avengers doesn't have anybody, what the fuck do we do now? Like, and one of them says, I can lead them, and everybody just laughs their asses off. So there is that kind of conventional question for hardcore Marvel fans, like, how do you explain the fact that one of your own literally just wiped the shit off the fucking planet just a few movies ago? How do you explain these kind of phenomenons, and what was the answer to it? And how come you have interfered in certain points with humanity before? So we need to know that, but there are a lot of connections to the Eternals that we can place. I mean, they can have it where it's the Skrull. If you must know, the Skrull is more related to the Fantastic Four, pretty much, where the Skrull are at. They're more related in that kind of respect, because the Celestials did make more than one race. Also, too, we can see the origin of where superheroes do come from, and we're not talking about God of Thunder, Thor, or anything like that. And you know, we can see how humans have adapted. I think this is going to be more of a humanities kind of story, or a humanity kind of story. But then we also too, we might even see another connection as well with the Kree, which is Captain Marvel's universe. And I'm so not looking forward to Larson. I'm really not. Lars or Larson or whatever her name is. I'm not looking forward to this bitch at all. I'm really not. I mean, Captain Marvel was fucking annoying in the comics. She really was. I like her, but she was annoying as fuck in the comments. God, Lord Jesus, let's not even get into that. But, you know, so I don't think that there's going to be a problem with the Eternals at any point. I really don't. I mean, like I said, you know, they have a how do you call it? They have pretty much a 200 million budget. They do have a Chloe Zhao on, you know, how do you call it? They have a Chloe Zhao on the pretty much on director's board. But the thing of it is, I don't know what's gonna happen, because she is, how do you call it? She is Chinese, and that's not a problem with it. It's just that knowing what we've known about her it's not nothing to do with her ethnicity, but knowing the controversy that had surrounded Mulan when Mulan had came out, and knowing that controversy with the actor doing what she did, let's just hope there's no more controversy. I mean, I've heard some stuff that China is even trying to block this film for some kind of weird reason. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, really, China? Really? I think that Chloe Zhao will do good. I hope I'm saying this child's name right. Zhao. I hope she will do right by the story, and I think she will. I think she will. I think there will be some messages about humanity and how humanity runs, and how the Eternals could have prevented certain things with humanity, as well as humanity learning and adapting to who they are too, if they do reveal themselves. So I have faith in the Eternals trailer. I have faith in it. Like I said, let's just hope Kit Harington does not get too much of a big role as Black Knight, because like I said, that is going to be a snooze fest. That's what's going to kill it. But let's hope Richard Madden and Kit Harington feed off of each other. Even though they had a small scene in Game of Thrones together after they left, he's like, black was always my color. They did have a good kind of thing. And let's hope Richard Madden can support Kit Harington and Kit Harington vice versa and stuff like that. Kit Harington is, like I said, not a good actor to me. He's not. I respect him, though. I respect his role and what he's done. I think he's a good actor. But I hope him and Richard Madden have this feedback. I hope they have a good feedback, a good rapport with each other, because they are going to feed off of each other if their roles and scenes are in the same kind of section or room or whatever, and they'll feed off of each other more and more. And I think that will get Kit Harington very adjusted into the universe if they decide to make more films. It will get him adjusted, very much so adjusted. It will get him comfortable, because he sees a familiar face. Because I noticed with Kit Harington, when he acts and stuff alone and he doesn't see a familiar face, it kind of does not really do well for his performance. But if he has something with a decent performance and he has something with his old cast members, he does well. Kit Harington needs a support system, where maybe Emilia Clarke wouldn't need a support system, or Richard Madden wouldn't need one. So, but that's my take on the Eternals. I will be keeping out a little bit on the news. I know I'm late with everything. I know this video ran on too long. If I did get some of the lore wrong with the Eternals, they were not my favorite out of all the Marvels, and neither was Fantastic Four. But still, how could I say it like this? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Is it gonna be a flop or not? Like, let me know. But comment, like, subscribe. Shout out to my editor Carrie. Shout out to my Discord. Shout out to Yashu's Playground. Shout out to everybody who has supported me. Thank you guys so much for the subscribes. I mean, thank you. Finally, I'm getting a little bit of a listen, okay? But thank you guys so much. All right, see ya. Bye.